Hello, fellow conspiracy theorists across time and space. This is Joseph Armstrong on my lunch break. And since today is what is it? The halfway mark where we vote. It's not primaries. Anyways, should we vote? I believe we should. And I will explain that in this video. I know that a lot of us there's two different ideas that would keep me from voting, and it keeps a lot of people from voting, and I kind of want to give my thoughts on these things. The first one is that Christians shouldn't be involved in politics, like, at all. And it's like thinking about that from a biblical perspective, I don't see that. Separation of church and state is not in the Bible. Christianity, I believe a state church is a bad idea, but not having people that think biblically and that honor God in the political sphere, I think is extremely dangerous. And from a conspiracy kind of perspective, it makes sense for the cabal to teach us and to have us convinced that it is wrong for us to participate in any kind of politics. A lot of the very best Christians, and it is a shame that a lot of the very best Christians are not involved in politics at all and do not vote or anything else, simply because they are convinced that it is not scriptural. And I would love to see evidence for that. I know they say it a lot, but it doesn't make any sense. So the only thing I can explain it with is that the shadow government, if you want to call it that, has used their agents inside of Christian churches to teach us this thing so that they can have free reign in everything political. And I think that's dangerous. That's why there's not many Christians involved, I think. Wow, one person watching. Hi. This is cool. The second reason that people wouldn't vote, that I can think of anyways, and that would keep me from voting, is the idea that, everything is controlled as it is, and we can't do anything about it. We can't keep the bad people from getting in office. We can't put the good people in office. It's not up to us. Everything that we could maybe look forward to in a candidate, and a good candidate is simply their candidate, which is going to do whatever they want. And that's where I feel that being a conspiracy theorist comes first, and it shouldn't. Being a Bible-believing Christian, in this case, I think, should come first. So it's almost like they're flip-flopped. In the first one, the conspiracy theory kind of explains the Bible part of it, and then it reverses here. So I think that Christianity and the Bible should come first on this point, because we have a God that appoints the powers that be, that and ordains them to be over us, gives us political leaders that we as a nation deserve. And I think that when Bible believers, especially, step back from that and don't allow the privilege that God has granted, one of the most powerful, we were at least a Christian nation at one point. I don't know that our government has ever been exactly Christian, but the nation has been blessed by God with a responsibility, a duty, a republic, if we can keep it, where we go and we elect officials, and there is a lot of influence on people that we know and we look at and we see and we eat with and we work with to get them to vote the wrong way, to get them to vote in an unscriptural way. So when you see that, you know that these kind of pressures are dependent upon us, we the people, for them to be able to get people in the offices that they sorry, my watch is making a reflection on the back. See right there? That's very distracting. I'm going to take my watch off. That they need us to advance their agenda. They need public opinion. They need propaganda to sway our opinion. You guys can check out our webpage, repentyepeople.com/resisting propaganda. I think I'll be changing the name of that soon, but there's a great couple of sermons there and books by Joey Faust and Bernays and I forget the other guy's name, about propaganda and how we can fight against it. It's a very, very important page, I believe, and we'll be adding that to our homepage soon. I'm going through and changing the entire website, updating it, fixing it. So when it comes to Christians and conspiracy-minded Christians believing that they have no effect on what happens in our government, I believe that that also has been implanted in our minds by the cabal. Logically, I think this is the case, to get us, to render us inactive. So the first way that they are keeping us from having influence in the political sphere is by telling us that we cannot get involved in politics, even as far as voting, because it is not biblical. So it is supposed to be against what the Bible teaches, which I would love to see evidence for that. I'm sorry, I've read the Bible I don't know how many times, I've listened to the Bible I don't know how many times, and I have not seen that. Daniel is a great example of someone actually being involved in politics, actually actively. King David, King Solomon. I mean, anyhow. But obviously, Jesus didn't run for political office. The second way that they're trying to nullify our influence in politics is by getting us to think that not only is it against what we are trying to stand for, but it is also not worth doing because, well, really, there's nothing we can do. They've got all the power. We don't have any power. We just need to just sit back and watch the world fall apart. That is unscriptural. That is not resist not evil, as some people will quote the Bible when somebody is trying to kill your family. Resist not evil, that means you stand there and watch it and pray for the person who's doing it. That doesn't sound like that. And when you read that right there in its context, that interpretation doesn't fit. I personally think that verses like that are trying to get us to be apathetic and complacent and not active, the interpretations that we've been fed about those verses, I think, are to get us so that we won't resist any evil at all. If someone is mistreating someone in our church, if someone is being abused physically, emotionally, or in other ways in our church, resist not evil would be a great opportunity for someone to say, mind your own business. We've got to be really careful because there are wolves in sheep's clothing in our midst. According to Fritz Springmeier, there is someone in every church. He said that small groups, small congregations are probably the only safe place as far as your church goes. We need to watch out for the they, and we need to watch out for how they would have us view the Bible. Reached my time limit. I would exhort you guys to go out and vote. Eventually, here in the future, I'm going to be researching and looking into how the modern translations either alter or either alter certain passages in the Bible or promote these ideas that I've tried to expel in this video. That's a plan for the future. I did not have time to do it before this election. Lots of things going on. So that's about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Links will be in the description, and we'll see you next time. And I'll post a video here so you guys can watch some more content that you guys will enjoy if you enjoy the Bible version conspiracy. Have a great day.